Bill here again. I'm getting some stuff ready to go fishing this year. I wanted to share with you guys some of the stuff I use, help you out if you don't know what you're doing, just getting started. You can maybe learn something from me. Maybe not. You probably know more than I do, but I made a little video last year on this. I'll do another one this year so you guys can take a look at it. I made a few changes to my equipment, my tackle, I guess. So one thing to do is change to these hooks. I've been using Gamakatsu's number 3s and number 4s, but a friend of mine down at Paradise, in fact, Ty Roberts told me about this hook. It's an Eagle Hall laser sharp. This is a number 2. Getting out Bass Pro Shop. Oh, they're about 15 bucks for 100 of them. They got a little bit wider gap on really sharp hooks. They seem to work really good. I never had lost a couple of fish on last year on my Gamakatsu's that popped out. This one's it's got like a little curve back into almost like a circle hook, but it's not a circle hook. It just seems to work real good, so I'm going to give that a try. Then I use my leader like I always use, 6, 8, 10, 12 inches, no matter whatever you feel comfortable with. It don't matter. Whatever you want to use. A lot of guys use longer ones, and some guys use shorter ones. I don't like to use one much longer than my bobber, so I guess I won't get wrapped around there. But use what you want to do. Then you need a swivel, some kind of a ball bearing swivel, I guess you might call it. They got different kinds of sizes and styles and prices. I just use the basic cheap one I can get. They seem to work just as good. And from there you're going to need, I use these little air hose tubes I cut down like 1/4 inch pieces or 1/8 inch pieces and put that on there, protect that knot. When I put my weight on there, every time you cast out there, that knot's going to slip down and pound on that weight's going to slip down and pound on that knot, I guess. And that eventually it's going to break that line. This is kind of a cushion to make sure it don't do that. And I use my floats. I've been using Mingay floats here for a couple years now. They're all made out of cedar, I guess. They're really good floats. They don't absorb water like the balsa wood floats do. If you get paint chips on them, they paint chips off, they won't soak up water. You don't have to wrap them in tape. And then I usually put another little piece of tubing in here to keep that from pounding on that, but there's a little piece of metal at the bottom down here that needs to protect a little bit, but I guess it wouldn't hurt to put that on there. So, and then from there I just need I use straws. They call them straws or cheaters or whatever you want to call them, tattletales. A lot of guys use them they call them strike indicators, little balls. These little things here that they put on top of here, they work the same way almost, but I don't like these very good. These don't do nothing. They're just a little toy you put on top of your float so you can see it better, because most of these guys like to set these things. They're about that high in the water. And this gives it just a little bit more visual contact, I guess. But if you just put that on there next, some guys put a bead between here and here too. I never use that either. It don't make any sense. And I put my straw on here. And you're going to need a bobber stop, something to adjust your depth when you're fishing. This is a little rubber one I use this year. I'm trying out this year. I've been using rubber bands like this. You see my other video, or little strings, or any kind of bobber stop will work. I've been trying these this year. They're on like a little piece of metal. You strip the line on through there, just slide them on there. Seem to work. You know, they look good. I hope they'll last. Rubber bands kind of have a problem with them breaking off all the time. To change them, change your depth all the time, because your float bobber stop would come off there. So these seem to be more durable. There's all different kinds of these too. There's one that looks like a little football Bass Pro Shop sells. I don't like them. They're too fat. They get caught in my eyelets on my predators. So yeah, I like to use something small that don't get caught in the eyelets. And you're going to need a bead on here to keep the float from getting sucked into your bobber stopper, getting down in your float, so it don't work. This is just kind of keeps it. When it gets there, it's going to hit that instead of sliding through it all the way down to your float. So it's not very hard to figure it out. That's it right there. That's all you need to get started. You can use whatever line you want, whatever pound you want. I use a Vicious 25-pound fluorocarbon, 100% fluorocarbon. It seems to work out pretty good for me. It sinks real good, doesn't stretch, very low stretch. I don't like using braid on my predators. I'm afraid I'm going to bust one up. I've heard stories about them breaking rods, so I've seen rods breaking using braid, so I see no need for braid. No 85-pound test, so I can use 20-pound test. You got your drag set right, you can catch on fish on anything. I guess the advantage of braid is it just doesn't stretch. But fluorocarbon has very, very, very low stretch. Very, very low. It's a very good line. Seems to hold up pretty good. So that's it, guys. I'm getting ready to get out there one of these days and fish. If you have any questions or need more help on setting this thing up or anything, just drop me a line. I'll be glad to help you out. If you see me out in the lake, stop and introduce yourself. Say hi to me, and I'll try to get you on video. So till then, I'll see you in the water, boys.